Ever since I was basically a baby, I was abused by my grandparents. I was abused mentally, physically, sexually for years. I repressed it for about 25 years.
You could have chosen to stay silent. You could have chosen, to be quiet about it. But even you expressing this, I know touched so many people that hear this.
It's my gift. Today is my liberation speech. So I'm really scared and really excited.
There is a path to feel liberated and free. But if we've felt constricted our whole life, we may not even know that exists.
Yeah. I was afraid of pleasure for so many years. Oh my God. The only way to get liberation is to feel exactly what you've been running away from your entire life accumulated.
Pleasure is not in the past or in the future. It's only in the present.
It's whew.
Beautiful. Well, Dror, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm super excited to share our stories, to get to know ourselves a little bit more, and just to share the impact that our healing journey has had. And I know today we'll focus a lot on Tantra because that is what I love, and any type of intimacy, healing around relationships, around self-love. I would love to bring that to the table and maybe a little more mystical as well.
Yes.
So yeah.
Everything is mystical, kind of in between, so it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So maybe let's first start off because the way that we met is you came to the Soulgasm Breathwork Workshop.
Yes.
And personally, for me, it stood out so much the way that you were able to first exercise, communication-wise. You got so deep into the desire exercise. And it was just like so beautiful to witness because you really felt it in your body. And I teach so much about that, but a lot of us, and I know in my own personal journey, a lot of it's been through the mind and not being able to fully access our body's wisdom and potential. So maybe share a little bit about that.
The first thing that comes up is I was talking with my body. I was sitting in front of him and closing my eyes. And he's asking, what do you desire? And I just shut the fuck up inside. And then it comes, it awakens within you and it just comes out. And every time I was able to shut up, I got to a lower and deeper degree of what is a desire for me. And the cool thing about it is I also had the second turn to ask, what do you desire? And I was this coach actor that felt everything that he's saying and acted it out by just saying, what do you desire? Because I have to answer him somehow with what he's saying. So he desires to write and he's upset. What do you desire? And you kind of allow him to deepen into himself because he's accepting this emotion and accepting it through him, through me back, and kind of ping-ponging around. So
woo, I just got goosebumps.
That's why we had such a moment.
Oh my gosh, the moment was unbelievable.
And he was so brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. No, exactly what you mentioned there. It's like the witnessing someone in expressing their desires. I think we talk so much around holding space in the spiritual community, but it's this aspect of witnessing and feeling into what someone else is desiring. Like you said, it's a permission slip almost. And then through you activate the desire because you're also feeling it. So you're amplifying it for that person. And it's like this beautiful co-creation, this dance that happens.
Yeah. And I'm also a guide and I'm also a companion. And it's amazing. We really connected. I ended up driving him back to his home.
Oh,
it was amazing because that's the power of a soul journey together. And that's what you did. You were able to take everybody on their own soul journey, but we felt the togetherness with you bringing a couple to doing their thing. And it was really a soul journey together. It was amazing.
So beautifully said. Yes. Wow. Okay. So let's go a little bit deeper into maybe your story.
It's a very deep thing, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yes, we're ready. Let's do it.
Am I sure I'm ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm ready. What do you want to know?
I think you mentioned a lot around saving, right? I think this aspect of your partner saving you or you saving yourself, right? There's this aspect that I believe you really tapped into, knowing yourself to a level and breaking free and really liberating yourself, which within the tantric path, it's all about liberation and to take down the shackles that maybe we self-imposed or society or culture put on us. So maybe let's take a step there and see what comes through.
Okay. So, ever since I was basically a baby, I was abused by my grandparents. And I was abused mentally, physically, sexually for years. Yeah. So, safety and saving myself is my life's journey. And it was my life's journey without me even knowing, because I repressed it for about 25 years. And I worked very hard to take it out of myself, to peel myself off like an onion, and to find the Creator Himself within me to liberate myself. And today is my liberation speech. So I'm really scared and really excited. So thank you for having me. Maybe that's the time to say.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your vulnerability, for your courage, and just celebrating that you are walking this path, because you could have chosen to stay silent. You could have chosen, to be quiet about it. But even you expressing this will, I know, touch so many people that hear this. And
that's my gift.
Yes.
I get to be the guy that helps people accept it, live through it, release it. That's what I want to be.
Yes. And that also does bring me to the path that I'm on with all of the sexual healing work. And for me too, I never understood, why did I choose this? Because personally in my life, that what I'm aware of, I didn't experience anything intensely traumatic, right? There's always the little traumas that happen in life. But what I learned through this process of healing my body, listening to my body, it was not just for me, but maybe for my ancestors, for those that couldn't speak up and claim their body as their own. And what I have learned that within this path, this lives within us, right? It's in our DNA. It's in our full sensational experience. And so there is a path to feel liberated and free. But if we've felt constricted our whole life, we may not even know that exists or it's even possible. So thank you for being an example of that it is possible to feel it all and be okay, right? And that safety piece is huge, because anyone knows that regardless of what you experienced in life, I'm sure there were times where, someone did something, someone said something, and you felt that constriction in your body, and you felt yourself shrink and become smaller and put things away. And I do believe that part of
if you can even put things away.
If you could even,
That's the matrix.
The matrix,
that's the matrix, that we can run away from what's within us.
Yeah.
That's the matrix. We have to feel what we're feeling, because if we don't, we are not living in the present.
Yeah.
That's why nobody's present, because we are either in the future or the past, but when do we go to the future or the past? Only when we don't want to feel. And we don't want to feel shame, and we don't want to feel guilt, and we don't want to feel anger, and we don't want to feel repression and oppression, and we don't want to feel. So we're not living, because living is only now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I always say too. It's like, even with pleasure is not in the past or in the future. It's only in the present.
Yeah.
But sometimes in order to feel that pleasure, you have to feel the full spectrum. And I think that's also beautiful. It's because I feel, so in the past, were you able to feel as much, or you were just like numb, disconnected?
Wow, this is really comforting me. Yeah. It's like, oh, I need a hug.
Yes.
I need a hug. So I repressed it from my mind.
Yeah.
Just to show you how much I had to run away to repress. So I wasn't in my body. I can't be in my body, because if I'm in my body, I feel where I was touched. I feel everything.
Yeah.
It's an eternity of singular moments that you are touched, that you are, and you have to cut it. Or I had to cut myself away from it. When I speak about it, it really,
It comes up.
If I'm brave enough to be present and feeling it. And that's the gift in feeling. Because when we are really, tortured to the core of us, we're being pulled in this, how am I able to feel my feeling? Can I feel this sad? Can I feel this angry? Can I feel this upset or terrorized or in danger? And I could, because I'm still here.
Yeah.
And now, if I'm brave enough, and nobody's touching me anymore, I can feel this.
Yeah.
And what you described is the other side.
Yeah.
I can feel the happiness. I can feel the love. And I'm feeling it. Wow. If I'm brave enough to feel that shit. And the thing is, people want to run away from it, but you can't. Because the only way to get liberation is to feel exactly what you've been running away from your entire life, accumulated. With compounded interest. And the guys like the compounded interest. It's tough. So I have to take in a lot. But I'm just realizing how brave I am, how brave I am, how brave I am, how brave I am. And bravery is not no fear. And it's also not overcoming fear. Bravery is feeling fear. That's it. How brave are you? That's how much you can feel fear. And everybody has something. And the last thing that I want to say is to touch on what you said in this, we're this universe, and all our pain is abundant and our ancestral. But the pain is what lives in you. So when you are living this life, the same amount of pain can come from my brother stole my pancake, because that's the pain that lives in you. It's not the external things that happened. It's what lives in you, which is, a gift from God. It's not even ours. And then you can really accept that everything that happened in your life is super important. And you're like, yes, the pancake was so hard, it was so hard. We just cry about it. And you're releasing, or you're flowing that energy. You're not even releasing it. You're flowing it into your body and allowing it to advance into life's energy, tantra, and presence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Even what you said there, it's like, it's not even, I also don't think it's release. I think it's transformation. It's transforming. It's almost like if you continue thinking you need to release something or get rid of something, you're causing the same cycle of pain. But if you just really accept the full experience, right? The full spectrum of, yes, I'm feeling disappointment, or I'm feeling the shame, or I'm feeling the anger or sadness, you can then allow it to transform into something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wants to be something.
Because it wants to be, exactly. And with tantras, now we're seeing that it's like, even that aspect of the emotional flow, it's so easy to go into pleasure once you go through the emotion.
I was afraid of pleasure for so many years.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm still a little bit.
Yeah, it's a journey. Me too.
Wow. And my girlfriend isn't. Oof.
Yeah, wow.
She's very brave.
Wow. Also too, what you mentioned around the pain, because for me growing up, I feel, even as I started healing, what I learned is there is so much in my emotional pain body that's also physical. And this is from almost like, you can say, my back, my posture, and for me, always being afraid, maybe growing up, I remember a lot of the times I was in a lot of fear, like constant fear. Maybe it was from home, whether my dad was maybe coming drunk and maybe, a little angry, or I felt just all the emotions of my family, which almost it was like too much for me to handle as a child. And so I was like always very sensitive. And until I started going into Tantra and understanding that actually me feeling someone's emotion, that is a gift, right? My sensitivity is my ability to read a room or read a person. And at one point it kept me safe. I had to know what's going on so that I know what to do. And so I think also a lot of people may be hearing this too. Maybe they were oversensitive as a child. So then they had to numb or disconnect because it was too much. They couldn't really see, the beauty or the other side of it, the gift that was coming through and waiting to be shown. So I think it's still a journey for me too. I surprise myself at each time. Doesn't mean I feel less, but I process things and I go through them way quicker.
Yeah.
So what maybe took me, maybe months to really go into, I can go through in a day and be like, I am capable of feeling it, right?
I don't think oversensitive exists.
Good, yeah.
I think, in Israel, to be like a sensitive man, it's feminine, it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Or it feels dangerous, at least to me. And I changed the word from sensitive to connected, because sensitivity is connection. The more you're connected, the more you're going to be sensitive, because the more you're in touch with your emotions, the energy within you. How balanced you are, that's a different question. And if you are, I forgot what I was saying.
No, the balanced. Okay. There was something there with the balanced.
With the balance of emotions.
Okay. One thing I did want to touch on because...
Okay.
Yes, because there's some aspect of being able to swim in the chaos of the emotional experience.
I remember what I want to say.
Yeah.
So, it's all about connecting and understanding that sensitivity is connection. That's the story here. Sensitivity is connection to myself. How balanced I am, that's the question. To being balanced, mentally balanced, to remain equanimous. Remain equanimous. Like the Vipassana says, to remain equanimous, to be balanced in your mind, because so they say that God created us in His form, okay? And I'm asking myself, what is God's form? Because God is everything. They're saying in Hebrew, "Enod milvado." There's nothing but Him. But what is there's nothing but Him? A lot of people think it's like, oh God, there's nothing but Him. No, there's nothing but Him. Nothing. We're all the same. We're all part of everything. Nothing but Him. It's not, oh my God, it's everything. Whew, I felt the godly energy. Woof. Woof. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So, what is in the form of God? The form of God is the entire universe, right? And what do you have in the universe? You have the skies, the space, and the planets, right? So you have clouds and earth, Father and Mother, and a Holy Spirit. You have a Holy Spirit. So we are the same thing. We have Mother Earth, Ima Adama, Mother Earth in our body, and we have our clouds, our mind, and we also have this godlike consciousness that once you're balanced between mind and body, then this tube of chakras is open, and then God Almighty comes within, because God is balanced. God is like, I am God. It's inside much more than that, and outside, I am God. It's like that. If you're able to be that, oh my God, you won. You won the jackpot.
Yeah. I love that, because also too, even like the way that you feel things so much, it's like you are the open channel, and everything that you even said, it's like how we channel God, how we channel anything. Like we all have this capacity to channel and tap into it.
That's something. You know, he gave me a mission. I'm something. It's everybody's something.
Yes,
that's the thing.
yeah.
God, we, the body, the thing that dies, the thing that continues.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also too, it's like the reason I even got into Tantra and this work, it's, you know, I grew up Roman Catholic and I didn't like how they were just, you know, wanting us to worship a God that was outside of us. And it was only until I had the experience of God through a tantric breathwork exercise that I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what it is. You know, it's within us. Like you said, it's not outside of us.
Yeah.
And I also even equate, it's like God to creation. And when I started to see that God as the creator, you are the creator as well. It's this beautiful relationship that you have in this world, which ultimately it even starts to form that is the most important relationship. It's between you and God, right? Like you and creator.
It's the only relationship.
It's the only relationship at the end. And I know a little bit of Kabbalah too.
Everything is a mirror of what? Everything, because love is not mine and anger is not mine and judgment and not, his anger is not mine. His anger is not mine and it's not his.
Yeah.
There is anger in this world. There is energy that comes and goes and anger is playing us. Yeah. We are also players in the game. But anger and sadness and happiness is playing their game in real life. So it's just allow it to play.
Yeah.
Allow. That's just to let loose. It's the hardest thing to do in the world.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to just, and then then you understand the power that pulls you up only when you let go, because you don't need to hold anything.
Yeah.
We try to be
we don't need
so straight and we try to be, and we're fighting against what? If we're this, we're like, we're this. Yeah. That's what I've been fighting for all my life, but for the past 5 years, I've been really going into a crazy journey, really into myself. And, you know, in Judaism, they talk a lot about gay marriage and gay relationship, and it's forbidden, not forbidden. You know, it's funny because the thing that kind of started the 5-year journey was this understanding all of a sudden. Because I started going to treatments and kind of therapy, talk therapy and touch therapy and meditation. It kind of came up that I'm attracted to men. And this was the beginning of this journey to realize what I've gone through and, you know, the lie that I've been living in. And I was really brave to go, because for a heterosexual man who is afraid of being gay is the worst kind of something bad to say to a guy, at least when I grew up. I was afraid of it. And you know, there was a moment when I experimented and we ended things up. And I was like, within myself, I'm the same person. I thought I'm not going to like soccer anymore. I was like, I don't like fighting anymore. I was so afraid of it and nothing happened. I started crying. I was like, nothing happened. I'm the same fucking guy. Oh, hallelujah. Wow, it was liberating. And connection to God is connection to yourself, and anything that yourself is saying to yourself is another step in the journey. Not necessarily the last step, but it's another step in the journey. Everything that God is telling us is from here. Nothing is from the outside. If it's written outside, amazing. What does it matter? It's coming all from here.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, I love this because it also brings us to more of like this sexual exploration piece and sexual discovery and discovery of self and what you like, what you don't like, and seeing as like there is a path to be liberated in this. And even what you said, it's like the labels, the names we put onto ourselves, it like constricts us until we can start to face maybe our shadows or what we think will not get past if the whole world knows about us. And it's probably one of the most liberating pieces of you being able to claim, all right, this is what I like, and I don't care what people think. And I think just a beautiful representation of how you entered that journey and really navigate it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what happened in your journey? I think the journey that I did with you.
Yeah.
Wow. It was amazing. So I'm constantly talking about the fact that emotions are not ours and it's kind of like, you know, God himself, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't receive a lot of calm moments in my life. Mm-hmm. Mayan, my girlfriend, she's wow. She is my gift. Wow. So Mayan, I got lost into Mayan. I really, really love her. You know, I just realized I want to talk about her. I don't care what to say. Mayan is my best friend, and she is an angel that was sent to help me and to liberate me and to complete me. She's everything. She's everything that I wanted and never believed that I'm gonna have. I was running away from it. I still sometimes do. And I'm working on embracing it because it's tough. It's tough to receive everything you ever wanted to receive. Everything you ever wanted. Oh my God. And I'm asking, you know, the people that I work with, can you wake up tomorrow and open your eyes to a day that everybody fucking loves you and adores you and just wants to go like this to your face? And you love yourself so much you feel your heart can explode, not from the front, from the back. To the back of my heart. I felt in your workshop, the back of my heart open. I was like, this is love. You love all the way to the back. Woo. What a world.
Wow. Yeah, that's so interesting because that is part of one of my intentions. It is the back of the heart that is expanded.
Really? Wow.
And I think...
tell me about the physical things because my journey was a bodily liberation just as much as a mental liberation. And I want you to talk about how you see Tantra related to the three-dimensional physical body, like without spirituality for a second. Yeah. Connecting to this anatomy of ours.
Yeah, to the physicality.
Yeah.
So...
Which is also God.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So for me, when I created Soulgasm and I experienced this breath work, this tantric form of breath work was to really start to reclaim my physical body and also my energetic body. So I had a lot of frustration in my life because I wanted to feel pleasure. I wanted to feel these ecstatic states of bliss and of orgasm. But when it came to having sex, my body would shut down. I would be in my mind. And I wouldn't be able to experience pleasure in the moment.
Oh, wow.
And so...
You're only in your thoughts?
Yes. I was either in my thoughts thinking, does this guy like me? What's going to happen? Am I safe? I mean, I even had one time I remember, you know, having sex with someone and I heard literally a whisper, he's going to leave you. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, like whatever. I just want to enjoy the moment. Why do you keep saying this? So it's almost like I was always so in tune on a intuitive level of my partner's body, of my own body. And it was just so much information happening that I couldn't disconnect. It was almost like, what's mine? What's theirs? I don't know. Why can't I just feel? And it was like information overload. And so I had to really learn.
You can have an overload of those.
Yeah.
For sure. You can have an over information of things in your mind.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh my God, it's running.
So I had to learn how to slow down, how to really just be with myself, that no matter what happens after this experience, I'll be okay. Yeah. Because on some level, it still felt like life or death if they were going to be gone and leave me. Yeah. So that abandonment was such a core wound, which is crazy to think because my parents are together. So where was this deep fear of being alone or being left alone, coming from? And so when I went deeper into Tantra and exploring how to access altered states through the physical body, through the sexual energy, is when I started to realize, there's something that you can tap into where there's information. There's, me connecting with God, with my past lives, with my past selves, with my childhood, with my future. And I began to really explore this. And so part of the physical aspect in the breath work, it's this, you truly reclaiming your physical body and your energetic body, knowing that it's not for someone else. It's also for your own pleasure, right? Because if you're always afraid of how someone feels, or if you need to save them or this, you'll never be able to really connect with yourself.
And you're playing with yourself also. The play is with yourself.
Yes.
You're playing, it's like a soul journey together.
Yeah.
Right? You're playing with yourself also, and it's fun. And a lot of it is thanks to your workshop. I'm continuing now this journey to kind of allowing myself to enjoy. Really, Miami really brought up this enjoyment of sexual energy and with a fucking stamp, realizing that sexual energy is life energy. Like from an experience point of view, not this, I'm reading this whatever Tantra book that guru said. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling, the sex is also the anger, is also the life, is also the power, like the engine. I'm feeling alive.
Yeah.
And I realized why it was, up there in the biggest fears for myself. And Mayan and I were talking a lot about this part of the journey, the sexuality part of it. But sexuality is living, is empowerment, is connecting to who you really are. How can I do it?
Yeah.
And we can, because you know what? It's already been done. It's already been done. Just like when you see a star that is born, it's already dead, right? Because until you saw, so the same thing, it's been done already. Our liberation has already happened. It will come.
Yeah.
It will come. It's coming. It has to. It's like, it's, Hercules in the movie, he didn't know that he's about to fight all he was just like, going with the donkeys around town. He's like living the life and he's okay. He's still that guy. We just didn't see the end of our movie yet, which is much more interesting. Yeah. We're just seeing kind of visions of other people, visions of different story, maybe yourself, maybe me, maybe I'm Simba. I feel it. The last time that I said, I'm going to stop kind of questioning God, and then I question again, is I was doing this ecstatic dance that I was hosting. So I'm kind of emceeing this ecstatic dance, how to connect to your body, how to move, how to be limber, and how to be a lion, and how to be like all these things while you're closing your eyes and connecting to yourself. It's a beautiful journey. And then I smoked a joint, and then I went to sound healing, and my body was like something was, once they started the sound healing, I was shaking. I was having my first big, and mind you, the childhood, first big panic attack. I thought I was dying. I wanted to scream like, call the fucking ambulance. I'm dying. And I told myself, I didn't know why, because I didn't know what happened to me yet. I didn't, know from here it was known, here it wasn't. And I'm feeling so scared. And I tell myself, no matter what happens, you are going to shut your mouth. No matter what you feel, what is going on, you are going to continue to close your eyes. You are not going to move. You're going to shut the fuck up. And then all the inner noise came, right? And I had this 30-minute fight. And I said to myself, no matter what happens, it will eventually end. And, us Israelis, we went to the army, and I'm imagining myself, this Navy, like the Israel Shayetet 13, the Navy SEALs, soldier being spat at and being, kicked and being, and I'm telling myself, no matter what you do, they're going to continue. So you have to just withstand it. Thinking about the hostages and the whole thing, and I don't want to get into it, but I just want to send love. And when I came out of it, I was connecting to God, and I was connecting to this kind of energy that is within me. And then came this realization that my life story is the Lion King. I am Simba. And when I said to myself, I am Simba, somebody came and did this. I didn't know there was a helper. I didn't know anything, and I was just touched like that. And then I said to God, I'm not going to believe in this system anymore, but you are either living in the truth or you're afraid of it. And I was 99% afraid of it. And I'm shifting. Wow.
Yeah.
We're going deep tonight.
Yeah. No, and me too. When it comes to the truth, majority of my journey, I was like, what are other people not seeing that I'm not seeing? What are they seeing that I'm not? And for me, it was a lot of everything I wanted. I was always the girl searching for love, wanting this crazy romantic relationship, and just constantly met with, people that either didn't want to be with me or, it was always why aren't they choosing me? And so what I didn't know, it was, that story that was playing, or, me feeling like someone needs to choose me, and consistently giving my power away for them to decide, what I'm worthy of or what I deserve. And
so painful.
It's so big, yeah, because
just feeling it sucks. And that's what we said about, it can be a small thing. It's a huge thing. Putting someone else over myself.
Yeah.
It's not enough to do it one day, one time. It's we're doing it our entire lives. Everybody's doing it. It's it's the shit. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's choosing and asking themselves, who do I need to be in order for people to love me?
Exactly.
Who do I need to be? So she wants me to be, but maybe tonight I am and tomorrow I'm not. And now there's only now.
Yeah.
Now I am, now I'm not. Oh man, that sucks. Instead of asking myself, how can I be more myself so that the right people will love me for who I am? Because everybody said, our biggest wish is to be loved. Our biggest wish is to be loved for who we are, right? We want to just spark. We just want to, I want to be a cutie. I want to be a cutie pie. Everybody wants to be a cutie pie. Everybody is. Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And Yeah, I think a lot of the points.
So tell me about the choosing. Tell me about the choosing. Tell me a story about choosing.
Yeah.
Choosing myself over someone, or
Yeah, I think.
I want your story.
Yeah, my story.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many stories, but
Just the one you want.
yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say even the most recent, a pivotal experience was, I met someone, and, when we were together, it was just, I felt like a high school girl. The highs were so high. It was so much fun. But usually when we wouldn't see each other, I would get into this like deep sadness and just feeling all these feelings, even after a month of seeing someone. I was like, this is too soon to be experiencing all of this.
Yeah.
And it was this constant state of me feeling probably on one end, yeah, does he like me? Does he really like me? Or is he just trying to sleep with me? These stories that play in, not knowing what the truth is, constantly being in confusion.
Yeah.
Can I trust? Can I not trust?
Yeah.
Can I trust myself? Am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decision? And it's that cycle of being in the head and also feeling, but almost looping.
Yeah. But you did something very interesting, because it's when we're doing this, it's almost as if not God is living through this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what is the truth? And the truth is like,
it's trying to come in. It's trying to come in.
You're circling it. It wants to
come in.
It's coming and it's coming and it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
And we're like circling around to run away from feeling our body, because our emotions is our energy, and energy is that truth, and that truth is that God, and that is how we speak and how we think and how we really want to act.
Yeah.
Because we created this game, right?
Yeah.
It's like we're playing real life GTA. Somebody's playing me. Mm-hmm. And I'm also playing.
Yeah. And so even just me going through that experience, I was like, okay, I'm aware of this, but what is the lesson here? What am I here to learn? Why are these patterns still happening? At this point, I'm aware. I know exactly what my issue is, what they're doing, what I'm not doing. Yeah. And really what I saw, I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to express my feelings, where old me would probably break it off or end it before it even got to that. Because the pain of feeling that rejection, of them not feeling the same way that I feel, I'd rather not hear it. And so that's also an experience where I realized I had both these qualities of, anxious attachment and avoidance, of this inner battle of like, I want to end it before it begins to save myself from the pain.
Yeah.
And in the end, it was a beautiful experience of, even when I was expressing my feelings, I mean, I was still crying. I was, the emotions were coming up, but I was so proud of myself for doing it. And even though in the end it didn't work out, I had to make a decision. Okay, I can either continue still in the pain or just decide that maybe this isn't the best fit. And I feel like that is the hardest thing to do, is to walk away from something of maybe that's 80% of what you want, but not the full thing that you truly desire and truly are yearning for. And so it's almost like each time I was in that dynamic, it was like me like feeling all the times that I wasn't fully choosing myself 100% and settling for the bare minimum, because that was my, just that 5% of love. And like, let me just run with that and let me create the fantasy and all these ideas, because the reality was too hard. The reality was too painful for me to really experience. So I think that for me is still,
I think knowing your boundaries.
Yeah.
I said there's only now, but the now is very long.
Yeah.
And it's a journey. And knowing your boundaries is, to me, the definition of compassion for yourself. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
You're really petting yourself. You're really helping yourself soothe. I'm on this journey, but I know me, because it is painful. And You know, when you start a cold plunge, you don't do 20 minutes the first time, but you go up to 20 minutes if you want to. And, you know, that's what we're doing. What we're doing here right now is taking another step.
Yeah. No, and exactly what you said. It's like one of the main messages I received when I did my first plant medicine ayahuasca journey. It was feeling this motherly energy channel through and me caressing my arm and saying, mother yourself. You know, this is the true self-love. You need to really hold yourself. And even though you're seeking maybe the caresses outside of yourself, that you have the capacity to do this for you.
You know, that's how I fell in love with Mayan. That's how I met Mayan. Or, you know, I actually met her before.
Yeah.
That's how I fell in love with Mayan. We were renting a clinic. We are both therapists. And we rented this clinic. Hi, Mayani. So we're doing this circle of all the healers because it's a community and we want to meet different healers. House of Healing, it was called. It's a beautiful concept. House of Healing. It was by Natalie Shaposhnik. It was wow. Going back into the story. So Mayan and I are in this circle, and I don't know Mayan, but you know, everybody's going around and talking about themselves and sharing their life story and sharing, you know, what kind of a therapist they are. And I see this girl and kind of my side eye, just petting herself. I don't know if you can see it. Just petting herself in a soothing way. And I looked at her and I was thinking, wow, this is the most beautiful expression of self-love that I've ever seen. Like, I don't see people. She was really loving herself. It's like, it was like a motherly. And I just went there and I told her that and we started talking. And now we're together and we're getting married. May 23rd.
Yeah.
May 23rd, yes, in
Beautiful.
Israel. On the stream. On the stream, yeah.
Oh, so
nature.
Powerful, yeah, nature. Oh, amazing. Beautiful. Wow.
Wow, what a conversation.
Okay, so I think what's coming through to share. So you mentioned that hour about the physicality and like Tantra. So I'm open to sharing like an experience that I had more that was physical.
Okay.
Yeah, that helped me release a lot of stories, right? So, and that like ties into those experiences that we think are little, but that add up. And they continue to build up in our body and affect us. And so part of the reason I got into all the sexual healing work is I knew I wasn't feeling the full amount of pleasure that I could be. In fact, I was either feeling pain a lot during sex or getting sick afterwards. Wow. Right? So a lot of like female health issues. And
it's all related to the sexual area in life, or do you see this?
Oh, this was definitely related in all aspects of my life because it was the beginning of me having an awareness of how hard I was on myself, the critical voice, how, just how almost like destructive that voice was on autopilot. Because I was always forcing things, not really allowing them. And because I wanted that love, I wanted that orgasm, I wanted that sexual experience. And so it was always this fight and this push versus knowing that it could be different. And one of the biggest experiences I had was when I was receiving a yoni massage. It's a tantric massage. And I remember at that time I was doing my certification program and I was my intention was to surrender to the masculine. I thought I had issues with surrendering to men. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let's see what wants to come through. And so when I was going through this experience, it was beautiful because this was a partner that I recently met, but he was open to creating this safe container.
Wow.
And I trusted that he could be there in this experience for me. And he was...
Because he's your partner. That's, the word partner. He's your partner in crime and in good things.
Yeah. And even if we weren't official or we weren't, had any labels, like he was willing to be there for that experience. And it was also just a confirmation of he was open to playing this game with me, going back to play.
Yeah.
And so in the experience, as I was receiving the massage, a lot was coming up physically. Like I had discomfort. It wasn't pain, but it wasn't maybe the pleasure that I wish I was experiencing. So yeah, I was just feeling just a lot of like discomfort, a lot of unknown. And I was also blindfolded for this experience. And at one point I was just like feeling the discomfort, and I was almost in a way almost getting angry at myself, being like, why am I not feeling pleasure? I just don't understand. Why can't I just enjoy this? And then all of a sudden, like I felt this like guttural cry come out. Like, oh my gosh, it felt like this sadness that was so deep.
Wow.
Like literally come from my body. And I was like,
wow.
And as I was like releasing and crying, I had almost an out-of-body experience where I was saying sorry to me. It was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And while I'm crying, while I'm bawling, like this is all happening in the experience. Yes. And it was like, I'm sorry for all the times that I said yes, but my body said no. And it was like, that was
there's
in
so
a way,
much pain there.
Yeah, so much pain. It was like, it was the rape that I was doing onto myself. And this just goes to show how powerful our mind is, because we want this thing, we want this experience, but our intuition, our body is saying something else.
You know that what you said now is so brave to say that I was doing the rape to myself. So brave to say that. So brave to... Rape is a big topic.
It is, yeah.
It's a big topic. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
And that's very brave.
Yeah.
Because people need to hear this.
Yeah.
It's all us. Sometimes it's not, but it's all us all the time. And even if it happens, what happened to me, the trauma it's static. It ends there. But it stores in the now for so many years until we're brave enough to feel it to the fullest. But it's okay that we didn't feel it to the fullest when we were kids, because we were dependent on others. We weren't independent. We had to be rescued by people, and if they didn't rescue us, we have to fucking rescue ourselves, and by any means necessary. We're gonna do everything that we can. When we are thinking now about, I'm mad at somebody, I want to punch him. When a child is mad, when I was mad, I don't want to punch. I want to bite their fucking head. I will do anything to save myself. But saving myself was shutting up. Because I can't. They're stronger. Then, now,
Yeah.
I was given a gift of them parting before it came up.
And I think what you mentioned earlier too about you probably didn't express when you were a kid because you shut down, you were scared, and they told you to be quiet, don't say anything, right?
Don't make a mistake.
Yes.
If you tell, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. And
it's almost funny to say it to a kid. It's so surreal. It's so, outside of any box that it's almost funny now. And that's the journey that we can take. That's the journey. If I can feel it and I can weep over it for, I've wept for hours, and I've wept inside for decades I just sped up the process because I'm that strong and I can do it now. And I grew up to it. So that's why it's a gift that we couldn't handle it when, people say, why did you wait 10 years to talk about the fact that it's your fault? 10 years? Sometimes it takes 100 years. It's a fucking... So when it comes out, you're that strong. Yeah. You're that strong. When it comes out with compassion, oh my God, you're an MVP. MVP level. MVP. I'm building up to it. I want to be LBJ. I'm building up to it.
Yeah. And that's when you're ready to handle it. Like you said, it's no matter what you've experienced, we're human and we're able to handle it.
Yeah.
And I think so too, even what they told you growing up, that's the voice that then became yours. Even that's you saying, oh, I'm fine, everything's fine. I don't need to say anything, like everything's good. But no, that continues building up and then your body starts to resent you. So when it comes time to perform, it's not performing as you wish it is.
I feel that I'm afraid to go into the subject for the entire conversation. I'm feeling that this is what in kind of the behind the scenes, and you're bringing it back to performing, and I'm like, okay, let's talk about performing in that area. I'm like, I don't want to talk about performing. And it's funny, you know what? I will talk about it because once I say it, I'm like, I feel it. Okay, I can do it. Once it's out in the open, it's there. The shame kind of.
Yeah.
I was able to perform all my life to perform. I can perform. Yeah. I'm this egoistic performer. I can perform. I do the routine. I do it. I can do it. But I was performing. I wasn't arriving. I wasn't there. And I always would have a lot of sex with my girlfriends and my past girlfriends, my current girlfriend when we started. And when I fell in love with her, all of a sudden, it's like this. And it's like once a month. Yani, it's from Arabic. It's once a month, and that's a good thing. Because I'm afraid to be present and intimate in my body, because if she touches here, I can't be present in this part of my body, and I can't be present in any part of my body. I just so just suck it quickly and I want to get in. I want to do it. I want to be. So it's sex that I do the sex, and then the sex is also. It's not the love that we share, because we share the love. The love is. It's kind of a wave between us, and we're sharing, we're vibing. I can't, because if I feel it, it almost kind of lifts me up, and I'm swept into the bedroom, or I'm swept, not into the bedroom, just to like touch and follow and play and caress and so performing. Real life performing was I want to say was, I'm brave. I want to say was. Mayani, do you hear? Was a challenge. So get ready. I want to have a baby soon.
But no, even what you were saying, it's this performance. And it's what I always teach is there's a way to experience sex from the body and not from the mind. Because when it's in performance, I feel like it's more of I need to do this or I need to quickly do it so I don't feel things later. Because it's true, during the full journey, things can come up. And if you're not ready to be present with what comes up, that's the portal. That's where sex, self-pleasure is really a portal to healing, because it's that powerful. And unfortunately, not everyone right now sees the beauty and the power that it has. And that's part of what I want people to be brought into, this aspect of the innocence and the purity of the sexual energy before the programming, the conditioning. And
I want to say something. I think something very important. It doesn't necessarily have to come from doing courses in sexuality, going to festivals and fuck everybody and dance with everybody. It doesn't have to come from this sex. It can, and it's very fun for whoever wants it, but some people, maybe even a lot of people, don't go to healing sexuality because, and people think that Tantra is that. Tantra is not that. It's part of it, but Tantra is everything. The concept of Tantra, everything is a concept, means everything. And I think to heal sexuality, you want to heal play. I'm allowed to play, not just children play. For the past few years, I've been starting to play more, and people say, oh, you're connected to your inner child or the child you were, or being childish. Childish? Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to play. When I'm a grown-up, usually I want to play different things than I was a kid, or, I still want to sing. I still want to play, monkey bars, then I'm the American Ninja. I still want to play, but I play hard. I play wow. And what God is basically saying, he's saying like, it's a very simple sentence. He's like just putting it out there like, you only have fun. You do only what you love. Only what you love. And you push it to the middle of the table. But you do only what you love. You love to do a podcast. You love to be a waiter. You love to cut hair. Do what you love and just shove it into the middle. And then, because physics is the divine, every force that I kind of, push into that direction pushes back. So if I give everything towards this side of the table and I'm only having fun, you know how much I'm giving out? Imagine you just have fun. And life throws shit at you, right? Because somebody else is playing in this game, not just you're a player. They're throwing shit, but you're just having fun. You're like, fuck. I'm dodging the shit. I'm having fun. And give it to the center of the table because you're going to get so much. And ever since I've started giving more, I'm getting more and giving more. I'm getting more, giving. It's like this dance. It's like, wow, and I'm getting so much. I guess I'm giving a lot. Or I gave, or I'm going to give because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yes. No, I mean, the play has been huge for me. Because I took life so seriously. I took sex and relationships so seriously. And it really sucked the fun out of it. Mm-hmm. And it became this, why isn't it working? What's not right? What's wrong with me? Until I started to bring more of these elements of curiosity, of seeing that, hey, this is a journey. This is a path of self-exploration and your soul's evolution. And the playing piece is huge because of, like you said, if we could play more and just give freely or, ask, hey, do you want to play this game with me? And, not be worried if they say no, but trust that someone else is going to want to play the game with you. Yeah. A whole different experience we would live. Yeah.
And, there's one word you said that's being curious. Think of it as a kid. It's dangerous to be curious, right? Because you go outside of the gated park and you want to touch the outlet because you weren't born for these conditions. And instead of saying, okay, we have to respect this being and start thinking how we... So you weren't born for this. You were born to be curious. You were born to check and taste and do everything. And it's very dangerous. Some things are really dangerous to be curious, but it's becoming over the top, right? It's becoming too much. You have to be mainstream. You can't be curious. Ever since you're that little to this big, curiosity is dangerous because curiosity can bring a rejection. Somebody might not like something that I'm doing, saying, being, genderizing, whatever I'm doing. So it's very, very hard and very scary to be curious. And it's a muscle. That you were brave enough to first have the awareness, understand rationally, this is curiosity. That's the first level. The first level is the rational level. I understand there is a God. I understand there is a God. The next level, the deeper level, the one that is a journey, is to feel there is a God. To feel curiosity, to feel safe in curiosity. That's a longer process, but it's also part of the play. If it's this and this and this and this.
Yeah. And also too, it's like to be curious about yourself and really become intimate with yourself in that sense of understanding, why you feel certain things, why you have certain triggers, and, what really helps you feel safer. I think that's the biggest thing is, like you said, curiosity, there was so much fear around that. But there's a way to enter it again and really discover yourself in a new way. And that journey can be scary sometimes because you don't know what's going to come up, but also knowing that.
Because you either live in the truth or you're afraid of it.
Yeah.
So when you're not in the truth, the base of it is fear. Yeah. I'm fearing the truth. I'm fearing the truth. So, and the truth is not, in Hebrew, truth is called emet. And emet is everything. Why? Because truth is everything. Because it's written the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, the middle letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So, alphabet. So truth is everything, because it's the beginning, the middle, and the end. Truth is everything. Everything. Truth is divine. And truth, you're either in your divine self or you're not. Because you're afraid. The power, the fear, the sadness, the anger, it's so much, because it's also connected to external things that it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. It's okay that it's a lot.
Yeah. And exactly, I love how you say that, because that's what I help individuals and couples go towards, is finding their own truth. What is their truth of love, of sex, of relationships? Not what someone told you, but what feels good to you, knowing that you can create these experiences and really discover it through your own process and journey.
Yeah.
And same thing with me. I always say, I want to know the truth no matter how painful it is. Because to me, truth is also everything. Because maybe there's love, but maybe if that love is conditional, or if that love is only, in certain situations or whatnot.
But can truth be known? Or can it be can be felt?
I think there's truth. There's also a knowing.
Okay.
But your truth can also change. And I think that's part of the self-discovery and journey.
And maybe knowing is a part of feeling, and feeling is a part of knowing. But there is no one without it. There's no completion. Knowing, feeling, seeing, hearing, hearing the truth, speaking the truth.
Yeah.
Right? Seeing the truth.
Yeah.
Receiving the truth.
And also sensing the truth. Trusting the truth, yeah.
Playing with the truth.
Yeah.
Sensing.
Yeah.
Emoting the truth.
Yeah.
Emoting! Emote your truth. And our souls that came into this world, they came to get a three-dimensional physical experience of emotions. So, to be yourself, to, become this great man that you want to be, to live this life that you want to live, the only thing you need to do is to know thyself, feel thyself, see that, connect to the truth. Connect to yourself, your true self, not the doubts, not the things that come second after this moment of total, I see everything and everything is amazing. I'm afraid because I don't realize that in here, I'm the architect. I can plan the Eiffel Tower in 3 months. Now, I can even maybe do it less. But it'll take me a long time to build it. So you see your future. You see the now that is... But then you go out into this slower world. And in this slower world, things take time. and things suck sometimes, and things, this is this world. Here, you plan, you visualize, you send your intention. You're saying, God, this is what I want.
Which also makes me think of what you mentioned around manifestation revealing itself, right? Revealing itself through the body versus you thinking or planning this and having every detail.
Yeah.
And for me, it's always been so beautiful to experience the surprises that it could be better than you could have imagined.
Yeah. You have imagined it.
I have imagined it,
It's your plan. God's plan. It's your plan. It's your plan. You're like, and you're also being played. Wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. Everything is known. Imagine if you could really be connected 100% of the time to the fact, close your eyes. Close your eyes. You're 100% connected to yourself. And to the fact that everything that is going to happen in your life is already known. It has already happened. It's already known. It is guided. And you get to play within that place. And just feel it. Just feel it. And if we can feel it for a minute, we can feel it for 5. And if we can feel it for 5, we can definitely feel it for 15, for an hour. And then maybe for one time, just one time, a full day. Wow. You feel so relaxed. Nothing matters. And you can do anything. And then there will be no crime. Why? Because you do anything you really want. Not the bullshit you don't really want. You do to hide from yourself. You do to run away. You do to fucking murder yourself. Like you said, right? You're murdering yourself just slowly. You will do what God wants you to do with your freedom to just play and do it with percussion, or do it with leading the free world, or doing however you want. You do whatever you want. I don't care. You think God cares what we do? You think He has time to feel what we are doing? God doesn't give a fuck. God is already happening. It's already happening.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful. Even when you were speaking, it's like the relaxation, but also the activation. Yeah. Feeling that turn on, that energy, that it's safe to feel it. And it is. It's like, what do you want to do? My biggest lesson on this journey of purpose, COVID happened. I was like, what's my purpose? I need to find my purpose.
To meet COVID too.
And I was
still a good thing. Oh my God, everything is happening for our own good.
But I'll never forget, even in my ayahuasca ceremony, I finally had the moment to ask my guides, okay, what's my purpose? And their response was, choose something. Choose anything. And I'm like,
girl.
I'm like, this is not what I wanted to hear. Like, you need to tell me what I need to do.
The purpose is to be.
And so that was like the first start of realizing, okay, well, what do I want to do? Because
That's a good
I never asked myself because of my beliefs, my blocks. My parents said, maybe you're not going to make money doing this. Like, what are you, crazy? Now you're doing soulgasm with you. And yeah, it's like giving yourself the permission to explore what you really want to do, to start to play again.
You just said explore, like explore myself.
And that was the play. Like, even when I created my breath work, it was like, this is fun. I want someone to have this cool experience because like I had an amazing time. I want someone else to like experience what I created. And yes, your purpose evolves.
And also you give it to the center of the table. It doesn't mean you're not going to get money for it. You get plenty.
Yeah.
If you give a lot, you get health, you get money, you get a relationship, you get your health. A lot of times people focus on one thing. I need this, I need this, I need this. It's running away from feeling. Mm-hmm. But you get everything just as much as you need at the time that you need it. I constantly remind Mayan, we have everything we want. Not everything we need. We want everything we want. We really want.
Yeah.
Everything we really want, we have. And I'm creating it. I'm creating it every day. It's a joint manifestation.
Yeah.
It's a joint manifestation because I'm also a player in this game. I matter. I'm also a player in this game. And what we did is taking this part of I'm a player and we put it into the parts of, there's like percentage of players in each one of the other people in the world.
Yeah.
And then I'm not a player. They're all playing me. Nobody wants that. Nobody really wants that. But what do they want more than that? Then they don't want that. They want safety. So you get safety, you're freed. You know, I love dogs. I have my dog, Golda, is the best dog in the world. For me, in my world. She's the best dog in my world. I'm getting familiar with saying, you know, it's my world. She's the best dog in my world. And dogs are really good example for what safety or lack of safety does. If you have a German Shepherd lying on the couch next to you, and it's your German Shepherd, and he's so adorable, and he's so cute, and he's like cuddly, you just scratch him like this, and everything is like, he's so limber, he's nothing. He's nothing. Just a gentle knock on the door, and he feels that somebody is coming. Unsafety for 1 millisecond, and that cuddly dog becomes so vicious, so tense, so prepared. No saliva. They're ready. That's the power of fear. That's the power of being unsafe. Not fear, being unsafe. Fear is connected to it, but when you're unsafe, it brings out in you this, you can call it fight or flight. It brings the dog that feels unsafe in you. So let's shift the focus to feeling safe, and not feeling safe because the future is okay. I'm safe now. I'm sitting in this chair and I'm safe. No. If you can do it 1 time, maybe you can do it twice, maybe you can do it 3 times a day, maybe. But I remind myself that I'm safe. Right now, I can speak quietly and you can judge me and I'm safe. And the more I allow myself to feel safe, the more I can be me. And me is what I want. I don't want to rob. I don't want to cheat. I want to have fun. I want to play around with my dog. I want to cuddle with her. I want to make money by doing something that is so amazing that the more I'm a gazillionaire, the world benefits. The more I make money, the world makes money. And then we take money and we kind of understand that it's just another form of abundance. Money is not evil. Money is not good. Money is a form of abundance, and we can contaminate that abundance, but we can also heal with it. So money is amazing.
But the safety piece too, it's knowing that you can create that safety, that you don't have to search externally for someone to give you safety, because I see that so much in a relationship. We think, well, he doesn't make me feel safe, or, this, always pointing the finger outside of ourselves. And I think the first step is learning what makes you feel safe. What do you need to really allow yourself to feel safe?
Such a good question.
Then go out in the world and go into your purpose.
And and that brings us back to, I have to feel my feelings first. Because that's the only way to teach myself, or one of the ways to teach myself fully that I'm safe. Because am I safe in feeling afraid? Because if safety is lack of fear, then I can't feel safe when I'm afraid. And if embarrassment is lack of safety, I can't feel safe when I'm embarrassed. So maybe I'm even safe in dying. And then maybe I'm safe living. If I'm able to do this coin, I'm able to do this coin. If I'm able to do this coin, this side of the coin for sure, I'm also ready to pack my bags because I'm here now. That's it. I'm here now. That's it. I'm here now. And everything goes around this. I am here now. I am here now. And everything goes around it. Darkness, light, and planets are moving around now. The only thing that is alive, the only thing that is happening is now.
Wow. Beautiful.
Just the now. The now is sometimes peaceful. I remembered what I wanted to tell you about the experience in Soulgasm.
Yeah.
So I'm so calm. I'm feeling so calm. My emotions are, I'm so calm. And all of a sudden, I get grass. Imagine feeling calm for 1,000 years. There's no job. You don't want to watch TV. Everything is soft. You understand? Grass is calm. And I get to appreciate that I am the chosen one to experience so many emotions together. Just like paint, there is no one shade of paint. It's endless. It's everywhere. It's all over. It's same with emotions. It's endless. I don't know am I feeling afraid? Am I feeling? It's like a dash 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. There's so many colors. If I know that it's already been done, and if I know that he's kind of taking me this, he is, she is, they are taking me this kind of on a twirl, and I just get to play with everything. I'm late. You can feel it. You can be balanced. You can be less balanced, but it's better to be balanced. And you can be late, and you can scream it inside, because your body can scream, "Oh, I'm late. You can hold it. Don't hold it. You can hold it within you. You can feel it. You can let it wake you up, because maybe you're late because you have such an important meeting. And this, I'm late. But you breathing very softly. You were very composed, but inside your body you were burning. Then you arrive to the meeting and you're like, thank God, I get it. Hello, everybody. Invest. You are ready. You are ready to make them understand who you are, understand your story, thanks to this being late. So if I don't feel trust that everything is happening not for a reason, everything is happening to me, everything is happening for me, I get to play. And when I play good, because it's whatever you want.
Yes, like you.
I came to this podcast. I don't want a podcast. I don't want it. He's explaining all these things, how to do, and you're like, I don't want it. I don't care. I don't want to create a podcast. And some people, this equipment is amazing. And the scenery and this, wow, it's like, woof, it's crazy. It's amazing. But right now, in this now that I am living, I just want to dance and talk.
Yeah. No, and what you said there too, it's like you can't get rid of fear with sadness. You can't get rid of these emotions. They're going to be there till you die. Yeah. But it's your relationship
or until
to
they're going to kill you because you're not willing to feel. They're like,
yeah. So it's your relationship to them. Do you, like you said too, it's like, okay, you have some fear around this. Maybe that means you're stepping into something big. It's an expansion. Maybe you have sadness about something because, all right, you know that you want something and it's not exactly it.
Maybe the fear is because you are taking that step, even if you're not aware of it. And you're saying, you're playing God and you're saying, no, it's because of this. Yeah. But there are endless thises and that's. in parallel universes, in every kind of place, or even on this small itty bitty planet, there's like, ugh. So maybe you are doing God's work instead of allowing God to guide you, to be connected.
Yes, to be guided, because fear is not a stop sign. It's a messenger. Just like all your emotions, they're giving you messages, guiding you to your desires, to what you really want, what you don't want. And it's part of that exploration of being so in tune with yourself, being able to feel it all. And
I'm feeling it.
and talk to it. So amazing. Before we finish up.
Wow.
So one thing, so you felt
radiating.
you felt the grass. So that was so beautiful, because
I understood.
Yeah,
grass.
you understood it. Yeah.
I understand what it is to be grass, because if you understand that there is no thing but God, you're not going to throw a cigarette butt at God. And if you're not going to throw a cigarette butt on God, you are going to touch God and feel God and understand God and speak to God, because maybe the grass can help you get to that. Maybe that I want to charge myself. Maybe it's much more simple than the electricity, but much more deeper. Maybe the grass is calmness. And maybe it's bringing you calmness if you just allow yourself to stay there. And my connection to this half tropical, half concrete jungle in Miami is connecting to this, that we are in this planet. We are this small in some place so big. We are animals in the jungle. And the strong will survive. So be strong within yourself. Understand that you are strong, because, hey, you're here. We are the sole survivors almost of this planet. And we're doing this inner work to change it, because we still can. You are going into yourself, and you are strong. And the strong will survive. I will survive for as long as I know want to live.
And it's like, it's this connection to yourself, to your inner world, to the outside world, but also what you mentioned too, it's like being able to stay centered and so connected to yourself amongst the chaos or amongst what's happening, and knowing that you can choose. You can still choose love and joy and choose yourself.
It's choosing you.
And it's choosing you,
Like, do you like God? I don't care. God loves you. Love, it's like, it's this love that, but to, when I do theta healing.
Yeah, I do a lot of theta healing.
I go and I meet the creator.
Yes, right? So we go to the 7th layer, the
exactly.
layer. Yeah, I do.
What does that mean? That means, and when you get to that 7th layer, what do you have there? Yeah. You have unconditional love. That is what's living there.
Yeah.
Why is it living there? Why is it that far? Because it's the deepest place you can go into yourself. Because God created us in his own character. So the deeper you go into God, because God is everything, you get to God's core, which is unconditional love. And when you go, you're so brave to go so deep into yourself that you are really conducting experiments, then you find more and more love. You're connected to more and more love. Because that's what's in the back, the heart, the love, the back of our heart. Go all the way back. You'll feel it. Wow. Yeah. You'll feel it.
Yeah, I feel like this whole journey in the last 5 years has just been, I amaze myself at how much love, self-love I can experience, and how it just is limitless. And it's every time it just shocks me. It's like, it's a new experience of loving myself. And it is also a felt sense. That's something that I always describe. It's more of like a sensational experience now. It's not just you telling yourself you love you, but you're feeling it in every cell of your being. And it's that same thing of caressing your body, of holding yourself and being like, I got your back. Like, I see you. I see all the work you do, and being able to see yourself from your whole journey, from childhood to now to future. I mean, that's the true self-love. And also being able to see, love, and accept even those parts that you rejected at that time. That will always be the biggest risk you can take, is to love those parts of yourself.
Beautifully said.
Oh, amazing. I think we're
Yeah, I think
out of time. Okay. Yes, all done. Thank you.
It was a perfect way to end it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so soft. It was so soft.
Thank you.